So for our community project, we really wanted to work with animals. It's something that our group is very passionate about, and we weren't really sure exactly what we wanted to do. So we reached out to the Humane Society of Naples, and we thought that we were going to be doing something like walking the dogs, cleaning the dens, or like help give them baths, just something really generic within the walls of the shelter. But when we talked to our community partner, she suggested that we do a supply and donation drive. And so she started to go on and tell us about how after Hurricane Irma, a lot of people had abandoned and surrendered their animals to the shelter. They needed a lot of supplies because there was an overflow of animals. So the shelter was behind while more and more animals were coming in, and they needed our help. So our group decided to do a supply and donation drive, and we raised almost $150 in donations, and we got a ton of supplies for the shelter so the shelter can stay running, the animals can stay happy, and potentially find their forever home.
So once we heard that the shelter is really in need of supplies, we reached out to our friends and family, mainly on Facebook, trying to get donations, whether they could donate money or supplies, whatever would help. And I was really surprised at some of the feedback I got. A friend of mine had contacted me and said that she was already working with another charity down in Miami called Paw Patrol that was accepting donations to send either to Puerto Rico or throughout the Miami area after the hurricane. She said that she had 3 warehouses full of donations and she'd love to contribute to our project. And she went further on to say that she had a horse trailer to pack up with all of her donations and bring them over to the shelter. So I was really surprised that we were going to get that big of a donation for our project. It was really going to help out.
We tabled for 4 long, hot hours on a Sunday. So the upside of tabling at a pet supermarket is that everyone coming in and out of the stores owns a pet and also cares a lot about animals. We found that many people would stop by our table with genuine interest and ask us what we were doing and who we were working with. I think the most fun part about tabling was petting all the dogs.
They were so grateful. They were overwhelmed with the amount of things that we brought because we had a lot of stuff. We had 2 cartfuls. We were all carrying things each time we went in. We filled up the bench with all of our things, and they were just so grateful because they really needed these supplies. But I would change probably just the communication with our community partner, because originally we were supposed to meet with a lady named Kath, but as the weeks went by, everything started to fall through. So then we got to meet with Kristen, and everything just ended up working perfectly. So I guess prior to meeting Kristen, I would have done a little bit more communication. So when we met with Kristen, we asked her why weren't there any toys in the pens, because as we were walking through looking at all the animals, we noticed that the cats had a lot of toys, but with the dogs there weren't many toys in there, and we were kind of confused, like where do these toys that people donate go to? And she told us that the dogs pretty much just tear them up. So that's one thing we noticed when we were walking through the shelter, is that there were not a lot of toys. I think it was really a great learning experience for me personally, being able to work on my communication and work on my group skills.
Working with this group had its ups and downs. We definitely had trouble with scheduling, but we made it work, and honestly, like, the end result was the best part, because after we did our supply drive on the 2 days where we got supplies and donations from other people and contributors from our community, we were able to give it to the people, and they were not expecting as much as we had given them, so it was really great. I personally feel like I civically engaged from this project because we were literally going into our community and helping pets, and most families have at least 1 or more pets that they hold near and dear, basically our family to themselves. So we were coming together as a community to help find homes for these animals that either have been abandoned or displaced because of Irma. So I feel like we were getting engaged in our community, and we were civically helping people and bringing the awareness of adopting and not shopping. Funny story, we went to go get film for the animals around the Humane Society, and we're just walking around, and I totally fell in love with a dog. It's like a wiener dog. He's 10 months old. His name's George, and I'm adopting him.
So all the supplies is amazing. This is more than we were expecting. A lot of this will go to immediate use here in the shelter, the bleach, the detergent. Obviously we have laundry machines that go 24/7 practically. The food for the animals, the training pads, toys. I especially love that you guys brought some really hard toys because our dogs destroy the toys really quickly. So we could definitely use that multiple times. And this really is just going to help with our whole amount of animals that we adopt out during the season. Right now, we've already adopted out for the year over 2,000 animals. So we, in the next month, we're planning on adopting out about 300 more. So you can imagine how many are going to be going through the shelter and how much supplies we're going to need. So this is amazing and is going to greatly benefit the animals here in Southwest Florida.